Okay, I guess what we'll do is we asked you all to think of at least 2 questions to come up here. So anybody who wants to come first, come on up, grab the microphone, and go ahead and ask a question. Who's first? Oh, be sure to say who you are also, so that people that are watching the video will be able to associate that face with the name.
Marvin.
You want to start with that? We can get the video too.
Marvin on Emerald, VR2004. Running on core combat, if we can have a modular zipline, like something from the modular building over to where we charge the module, to make it easier for the module runner to charge it and so forth. Right now what's happening is we're capturing the module, and NC's coming down with a jackhammer and just killing us, taking our charged module and running it out there and deploying it to their base.
This is what you do. You kill the NC.
Yeah. But if like we have a cavern lock or something like that, if you guys can make like a line that only maybe the module runner can run, take the zip line, that would be awesome, because then he can still take damage and stuff, but it would be cool so we can get the modules out.
I agree. I think we're going to do a sweep of core combat, take a look at a bunch of things in it when we release the VFRs, since they are going to be related to core combat. That isn't something we had thought of, but now we will definitely be thinking about that. I'm not sure for the reason why we didn't do something like that in the first place, because I think you're right. It is kind of hard to get the module over to charge it and everything. And me myself, I get a little confused and lost in the case. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. So that's definitely something we can look at.
Okay, who's next?
I thought he had 2 questions.
Oh, do you have another question? Just one?
You can always come back.
You can somebody else.
Just, you can stand in line, not a problem.
Hello, I'm Electro Freak, NC Markov. I just had one question, also he reminded me of it, involving core combat. I was thinking, I was wondering if we could make it easier to get into the caverns by maybe making it able to, say, if you could broadcast warp into the caverns, maybe possibly if, say, one of the geo-warps is linked to a continentally dominated continent. So say we have, the NC has domination over Ashundar, and there's an active geo-warp. We could then broadcast warp gate into that geo-warp right into the caves. I was wondering if we could do something like that, because the only issue I have with the caverns, I love the caverns. Cavern fights, they're the best ever. But the problem is getting inside the caverns, or in my opinion.
So yes, Mr. Electro Freak, I think that's a really good idea. Again, that's something that just wasn't thought of. So I really hear what you're saying with that. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to broadcast warp gate into a dominated cavern. So I think T-Ray's putting that into his trio.
Yeah.
No, I think that's definitely something we can do, and it's a fantastic idea.
Awesome. Thank you.
Do you have another question?
I'll think of it.
Okay.
Before you say anything, I like to add that many of the times the reason why we don't think of these things is because we don't get this type of feedback, often enough. And it's good that we get it now. I think it may be just a little bit too late, but it's often. The more often we get this feedback, the better off these things can be in the future. So, things that just the first 2 questions was some of the things that we just didn't think about. And we really don't know those until we get 500 people playing it, and we get 550 complaints about one certain thing. So just keep them coming, and we'll try to fix them as soon as we can.
I'm going to use that opportunity to plug the test server too. So please get the test server and test us out. AU was actually we actually took one of his ideas that he posted on the test server forum for 3D planets for our new interstellar map. So please, go on the test server and post your feedback so that we can implement some of these things before it comes out instead of down the road or whatever.
All right.
My name is Chronosphere, NC on Emerald, Second Lieutenant Storm Grenadier. 2 questions for you guys. First thing, we mentioned this prior, but I want to repeat it over so everyone else can hear about it too. I really like the idea of the BFRs having to use the mixed forces or combined arms in order to take one down, both in small arms fire to knock the shield down and the heavier toys to actually bring the rest of it down. Is there any other things that you guys are planning on doing to encourage the use of the combined arms, simply just, for lack of a better term, mindless foot zerging into a base or from a tower or an AMS? That's the first question. The second question is, everyone's so excited about the BFRs. You know, that's like the next big thing now. Everyone wants to play with the new toys, and what's kind of fallen back on the wayside, at least in discussion on the forums, is the merit badge, is the merits. When are they coming? What, have you guys settled on what type of merits are going to be able to be earned, and what kind of benefits are they going to give, like, you know, sniper cert or medic cert, you know, so on and so forth?
So, your first question, Chronosphere, is have we thought of anything else to help promote combined arms in the game? I have to be honest with you, no, we haven't thought of anything specific where we're going to be like, oh, we're going to put this specific feature in to make, you know, combined arms a bigger factor. We're hoping that, and I think we really do see a lot of combined arms use in Planetside. It's an interesting question because if you look at some of the new battle islands, since they're not, the facility link benefits don't travel from battle island to battle island, you actually don't have any tech plants on any of the battle islands except for Desolation. So it's almost the opposite of what you're saying, I guess, in some cases. But what we try to do with those is just try to create different styles of play, so that, for instance, on Desolation, yeah, you would get a lot of you know, tank battles and such. I think that's pretty obvious. And then on some of the other ones, like Nexus, it's hard to have anything else besides a foot zerg, like you say. So going forward, we do think that new comments that are going to be implemented into the game are going to have different styles of play, and definitely we can look at more combined arms aspects, gameplay-wise, going forward. The second question was about the merit badges. So we've been holding back the merit badges a little bit. We've actually been collecting data on, and we want to make sure that we have enough info about, you know, before we say, okay, it's going to take you 2,000 kills before you get, you know, X merit badge or whatever, and, you know, that turns out to be too much, and no one gets one, or, you know, we make it 5 kills, or, you know, I'm exaggerating, of course, and, you know, then everybody gets one, and then they're kind of worthless. So, currently where they stand in the schedule is they are the next thing. They're scheduled for our next patch, which will be before actually the VFRs come out. Probably sometime in mid-September is when we're looking at those. And as far as what they're going to be, the first grouping of merit badges that are going to come out are basically standard kills. So kills with different weapons, kills with different vehicles, and then the second grouping will be more the support stuff, you know, your medic stuff or your engineer stuff, those types of things.
Will they be providing, these map badges be providing a buff of any kind for?
So you're talking probably about advanced abilities. So
yes.
Tying in merit badges with advanced abilities. Not in the first pass, not in the first go round. That's not scheduled. But down the road, definitely that's the idea, that you'll be able to say, okay, well I have, you know, a dual cycler merit badge, and, you know, whatever other merit badge combination that allows me to have, you know, X advanced abilities. So that actually hasn't been fully designed out yet. So.
Well, thank you for your time.
Sure, no problem.
All right, well, my character's Ilana. I'm obviously not a girl, but play Vandal and Emerald. And, but I have to say, I really love the way that you guys did the transition into the battle islands, and the way that it was. I have to say the way that it was very dynamic, and, you know, Asher getting wiped out and wiped out again, and I was wondering if you're planning to do more of that in the future, just, you know, meteor strikes, tornadoes, whatever. Tornadoes. Hurricanes, you know.